What is up, all you Surging Sparks degenerates out there? Hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the topic that us PokeTubers just can't stop arguing and debating, covering, and that is the insanity of Surging Sparks. The mayhem, the potential crash, and the potential crash of the Pokemon market. I got inspired to make this video from watching Rudy from Alpha Investments. I believe it's his last two videos talking about Surging Sparks and his predictions on the market. I completely agree with a lot of his points, and I just wanted to harp in and maybe chime in some of the areas that I can add some type of value. We all know that Surging Sparks is probably the most hyped set in the SV era. Could it potentially be the most hyped set ever? Rudy's video, he was describing just that. The fact that he was talking about how on eBay and TCG Player 200 to 400 boxes are moving every single day. Absolutely insanity when it comes to the volume. And if you guys don't know Rudy, he is probably the person to look to for information because he's been in this game for so long. So if I ever have any questions about older sets or how to invest in certain things, I always look to him for some type of guidance and advice. Now, Rudy compared Surging Sparks to sets like Roaring Skies and XY Evolutions, two sets that went absolutely crazy straight out of the gate and were very popular. But he said that the current situation is something that he has never seen before. It reminds him of the 2015 boom. Now, I completely agree with him that the 200 to 400 boxes moving on eBay and TCG Player are absolutely insane, and it's something that we have not seen before in the English market, and it's going to test Pokemon, the company, in English to see if they are ready for this type of hype and demand that's going to come back into Pokemon. You guys got to remember that this isn't Pokemon 151, that it's not a specialty set. This is just a main series set. So I think that from this point forward, you're not going to see booster boxes sitting in that 100 to 110 price range. You might see these sets. I mean, we got Team Rocket coming up. We got the Trainers Pokemon. Sets might be at the 140, 150 mark for the rest of eternity. Another PokeTuber that I watch a lot is Brian from PokeNE. He was talking about how the English market can only get so high because of MSRP. I guess I agree with that take, but I think that theory will absolutely be tested in the Team Rocket set. The fact that the Surging Sparks set is pre-ordering for 150 bucks is just, it's FOMO to the utmost degree. And Rudy was talking about how the price is just continuing to go up and up. I mean, it went from the 109 to 150 now, despite all of the FOMO, despite the low printing. And if you watch his earlier videos discussing Surging Sparks, he was thinking that it was going to taper off, but just more and more bearish news would come out about Surging Sparks, that it was underprinted, that there was going to be no reprints coming right after the release, that it was a very fixed amount of booster boxes going to be available, and this just did the opposite of what he predicted, and it's just continuously climbing and climbing. You would think that buyers would stop purchasing at a higher price, but they just seem like they cannot stop. Now, this is one of the best points Rudy made in his video. He was talking about the risk and uncertainty in the Pokemon market. He was saying how the market is going towards the instability stage, and this is going to lead to dissatisfied customers, and it's gonna force a lot of card shops to do some things that they don't want to do as far as like allocations and canceling orders. I've been watching a ton of Rattle Pokemon's videos talking about all these shops that are canceling orders just because they were selling these booster boxes of Surging Sparks at the $100 mark, and now realizing that they can make an extra $50 profit, they're canceling orders to then relist them. I mean, that is a pretty scummy thing to do, and that's these prices and this FOMO and hype is affecting both parties. And I do agree with Rudy's price prediction for this set. If we don't get a reprint of Surging Sparks, this box right here is going to hit $200 plus in 18 months. $200, $300 maybe. Let me know if I'm crazy. Let me know if he's crazy in the comment section down below. I love to hear from you guys on these crazy price predictions. Again, this affects both buyers and sellers. Rudy talks about how he's not going to be able to offer these better deals on these booster boxes and how it's just going to affect sellers in general. Like I said, Pokey and Brian was talking about the same thing, about how now these sets are just going to be more expensive and these Pokemon shops are just now going to have a set price. They're like, I'm not going to sell these booster boxes at $100 when I know that this hype from Surgery Sparks is a good set, but there's a much better sets to come in the future that are clear winners, like Terrestrial Festival and the Team Rocket set. I would even argue the owner's Pokemon set is going to be better than this. And now the shops are going to have this PTSD of Surging Sparks, if you will, and they're going to price these boxes at now, you know, $140, $150. I can totally see that. And this is where we see the complete blow off top in the English market. And when you just can't fulfill orders and just so much lack of product, it's going to bring so much dissatisfaction to the customers. Now, Rudy talks about a Pokemon PSA coming out and trying to calm the market. And I guess that would help. But there's so many people, so many collectors that aren't, you know, tapped into to even following Pokemon on Instagram or Twitter. I don't think this really would do much, but I think it would help coming out kind of like Pokemon Japan does, and tells us that we're going to get a big reprint of said set. But I guess this would help, but we're gonna have to wait and see if anything will be done on Pokemon's end. And Rudy's long-term outlook is that the price is just gonna go up. He doesn't think that there's going to be much dips in this price, that Pokemon can only do so much. It's kind of like the 151 like FOMO and market right now, that no matter how much English reprints, the demand is so crazy that it just doesn't matter. They could just continue to print and print and print, and people just want to buy and buy and buy. I wanted to add to this. I kind of blame the investing people as well, and of course the scalpers. I personally invest, as you guys know. I put daily content about Pokemon investing, but I'm talking about these guys that go out and they buy, I mean, tens of thousands of Costco pallets and cases, and they're just sitting on this stuff. Those people are just going to continue to add to their positions, continue to buy and hold and hoard some of that product, and it's going to affect the market, of course. I think the other space that no one talks about is all those streamers like on Whatnot. They're constantly breaking thousands of boxes a week. That just completely destroys the markets and devalues the singles. Just that niche market in itself just requires so much product to open. If it's not booster boxes, then they start cracking open the ETBs and the sleeve packs and all that stuff. So it's just a trickle down effect from each niche affecting this Surging Sparks FOMO. And just like Rudy summarized at the end of the video, that it's just we might see some crazy stuff in this next year in the English Pokemon side. We might see some dark times in Pokemon. These type of FOMO and hype just brings out the worst in people. People see a quick flip opportunity, and those are just never good people. Not only that, but we're gonna see a very volatile market. I am so ready for Surging Sparks to come out, so I can just see the markets just pulling back and forth with the singles and the sealed. Will Surging Sparks hold up the hype and the crown of that people already given this of the SV era? I guess we are less than a week away, and we're gonna have to wait and see. I think that my personal outlook is that it's going to crash. I think that it won't hold up. I believe a lot of people think that they have this crazy set, this gold mine on their hands, and they're going to be greatly disappointed. I don't know, that's just me. I'm primarily in Japanese. I own a lot of the cards already in Japanese. It's a great set, both Paradise Dragona and Super Electric Breakers. If you want to watch me open one of those booster boxes, I'll leave them linked right here. But it is a big concern with the lack of supply going into Surging Sparks. I knew the Pokemon market would get stupid, but I didn't think it was going to get this stupid. My advice to all you English collectors out there is just just wait. Just wait for this to die down. I get it. You want to be a part of the craziness and the fun and owning some of those big expensive cars, but they're going to come down just like everything else. Wait out the hype and the FOMO if you can. That's going to be it for today's video. And if you like videos like this, I will be linking another one right around here. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.